Sarah Ferguson has never been known for staying silent, but what she is now reportedly preparing could be unlike anything she has done before. After Andrew's scandals reportedly cost her status, security, and financial stability, many believe she feels she has nothing left to lose. She is reportedly working on a memoir that could reveal closely guarded secrets about the entire royal family. Reports also suggest that Harry and Meghan are deeply concerned about what might be revealed.
She has seen it all, Matt, and if she wanted to lift the lid, I tell you, I think she'd get more than Harry, but I think it would be, it wouldn't be burning bridges, it would be blowing them up.
Sarah Ferguson, formerly the Duchess of York, of course, is considering offers for a tell-all TV interview in the wake of her public downfall over links to sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. US channels are said to be willing to pay six-figure sums to secure the chat with the former Duchess of York. It would evoke...
Before her divorce from Andrew in 1996, Sarah reportedly promised that she would leave the royal family peacefully and would never publish a tell-all memoir or book about her time within the monarchy. However, circumstances have reportedly changed. Since her departure from royal life following the divorce, Sarah has reportedly faced ongoing financial challenges. She is said to need both money and influence to maintain the lifestyle she hopes to keep, but those opportunities have not been coming her way. Reports also claim that she is under financial pressure and is uncertain about what her next move should be.
Did you take the money? At one stage you had $40,000 cash sitting in front of you. Did you take it?
Absolutely, yes. And it was given to me and I got it in the car and then returned it straight away.
Once the scandal broke?
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke, Michael. But don't try and trick me now because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that bit. John, can you just delete...
At this point, the only thing that could reportedly bring Sarah a substantial amount of money is the information she is believed to possess. According to insiders, she has been in discussions with publishers about a memoir that could be worth millions, and reports suggest the palace is deeply concerned about what it might contain. It remains unclear whether she had been considering this for years or whether her financial difficulties have pushed her toward making this decision. What does seem clear, however, is that someone who feels they have nothing left to lose and everything to gain can become a powerful force. One of the subjects she is reportedly expected to cover is the claim that Prince Andrew once warned Prince Harry against marrying Meghan Markle. According to these reports, Harry was so deeply in love that he paid no attention to the advice and chose to go ahead with the wedding anyway.
Of all the things that he's said and done, as documented by this book, I have to give him the warning that he gave Harry when he got together with Meghan. He was not in favor of it, and he saw disaster written all over.
What makes these reports even more striking is that they involve Prince Andrew, a man whose own reputation has been overshadowed by years of controversy. Even so, reports claim he believed he saw warning signs about Meghan long before others did. According to those claims, he told Harry the marriage would not last, described Meghan as an opportunist during a private conversation, and criticized Harry for moving forward without properly looking into her background. The reports suggest that even one of the most controversial members of the royal family believed Harry was overlooking serious concerns. Andrew is also said to have urged Harry to slow down, take more time, and learn much more about Meghan before making such a life-changing decision.
The royal household was about how unsuitable Meghan was and it would all end in tears. And clearly Andrew was one of the people who was saying that. So was William. Everyone could see this was a disaster waiting to happen. But I think Andrew was a little bit more vocal about it than some of the others, and that upset Harry.
According to these reports, Andrew believed that Meghan's arrival in the royal family had the potential to create serious disruption in the future. Ironically, many believe the very turmoil he feared began to unfold only 2 years later. Harry and Meghan stepped away from their royal duties, and soon after war.
He told Harry that this marriage is not going to last more than a month. When he got together with Meghan, he accused him of going bonkers and not doing any due diligence on her past. And Harry later told William, you write, that he was planning to kill his uncle Andrew. He hated him that much. Prince Harry denies that these events occurred.
But according to these reports, Sarah is not expected to stop there. She is allegedly prepared to reveal far more, and that possibility is said to be exactly what has Harry and Meghan concerned. Reports suggest Sarah was present for many private conversations within the royal family. She was around during significant family events, the fallout surrounding Megxit, disagreements inside the palace, and discussions about Meghan's arrival into royal life. Because of her close involvement during those moments, if Sarah chooses to speak publicly now, she could potentially challenge some of Harry and Meghan's public accounts. Reports also suggest she could reveal information that may contradict or cast doubt on some of the claims they have previously made.
The problem with Sarah Ferguson, Paul, is that she knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, she's been out. Didn't they get married at about 86? That's now 40 years ago nearly. She knows absolutely everything. Absolutely everything.
Harry and Meghan shared their experiences and spoke publicly about racism and what they described as their truth. Reports suggest Sarah may have viewed some of those events from a very different perspective. If she decides to tell her own version, it could present an entirely different account of what happened. Matters the royal family worked hard to keep behind closed doors could suddenly become public. Private disagreements inside the palace, early concerns reportedly raised about Meghan, and other sensitive family discussions could all be brought into the spotlight.
He encourages the royal family to just pay her to keep quiet.
Well, they might have to, because the other thing about Ferguson is that she is a money-grabbing grifter, right? Cash is her commodity. It's what she lives for. She's profligate.
Leaves one important question. What does Sarah reportedly know that has Harry and Meghan so concerned? At this stage, reports suggest Sarah may no longer feel any responsibility to protect those around her. She has long been known for speaking from the heart, and many believe those emotions could strongly influence what she chooses to write in her memoir. Because of that, she may be less inclined to hold back her opinions or shield certain people from criticism. The very decision to move forward with a memoir has led some to believe that she is no longer interested in keeping uncomfortable truths out of the public eye.
She knows where the bodies are buried, so to speak. She knows where the skeletons are in the closet, and she can absolutely expose them if she wants to, and if she's feeling vulnerable and broke, essentially. I mean, she is almost homeless at this point.
But why does Sarah's perspective carry so much weight at a time like this? Some people might argue that she is simply a former member of the royal family who stepped away after her divorce. However, reports suggest Harry and Meghan see the situation very differently because Sarah occupies a position that very few people ever have. She is considered both an insider and an outsider at the same time, giving her a viewpoint that is believed to be both unique and potentially significant.
4 years of research, after 4 years of looking into this woman, and who is, to you, Sarah Ferguson?
Well, Sarah Ferguson is a woman of great charm, great ability, a woman who could do a lot of good, has a great empathetic feel for particularly deprived children, but is also someone who is highly manipulative, greedy, needy, and not very, shall we say, wise in the decisions she makes.
Sarah spent many years closely connected to the royal family, but she also went through public embarrassment, personal controversy, relentless media attention, and isolation following her divorce from Andrew. She understands what it is like to live within the royal institution and what it feels like to find yourself outside of it. Because of those experiences, some believe she may have a deeper understanding of what really happened during Megxit. She may have witnessed events inside the palace that others never saw, or she may have formed a very different opinion of Meghan than the one presented publicly. Whatever the truth may be, reports suggest this memoir has the potential to become a major source of renewed tension within the royal family and could reopen old divisions once again.
Don't forget, Sarah Ferguson has had a ringside seat at the biggest scandals of the royal family. She would make Harry's book look like the teddy bear's picnic if she decided to tell the stories of what
This is where the story becomes even more intriguing. Think back to the bullying report concerning Meghan and her alleged treatment of palace staff, the report that was never released publicly. According to royal biographer Andrew Loney, it was not kept hidden to protect Meghan at all. Instead, he claims it was withheld to protect Prince Andrew. Reports suggest the palace feared that carrying out a full investigation into complaints from staff could have opened the door to wider scrutiny because Andrew was also alleged to have had a long history of inappropriate behavior toward staff members.
Samantha recently admitted that she was one of 10 staff members interviewed over Meghan Markle bullying allegations, telling Australia's Herald Sun, "I was only supposed to stay for 6 months, but stayed for 18. We couldn't find a replacement for me, and when we did, we took them on tour to Africa with Harry.
I think the big question that's being asked is, was Andrew protected? I mean, these stories have been running around for 15 years. There have been significant moments of scandal, as Sarah Ferguson selling access to Andrew as a trade envoy in 2010.
According to these reports, some commentators argue that the allegations involving Meghan never received full public attention because concerns surrounding Prince Andrew overshadowed the situation. Now that Andrew's reputation has been severely damaged, they believe those previously undisclosed complaints may no longer remain hidden. Reports suggest that Sarah Ferguson, with her years of first-hand experience inside the palace, could become one of the people most capable of bringing those issues into the public eye. If she chooses to speak openly, other members of the royal family who no longer have a close relationship with her could also find themselves facing uncomfortable revelations. Long-hidden palace secrets could resurface, and sensitive family matters that have remained out of public view for years may once again become major headlines.
And she knows everything about Andrew, so she could dish the dirt on him, but she also knows everything about Diana, because they were close friends. She knows everything about Charles and the relationship with Camilla. She knows everything about Anne and Edward. It would be quite literally the royal scoop of the century if she were to do it.
Reports suggest this is exactly the kind of situation the royal family has hoped to prevent for many years. Even so, it now appears increasingly possible that old controversies could return in a much bigger way than anyone anticipated. According to these reports, the right publishing deal could persuade Sarah to reveal information that she has kept private for years. The woman who once reportedly promised to remain silent may now have reached a stage where she no longer feels the need to protect those long-held secrets. Whether that ultimately happens remains to be seen, but the possibility alone has sparked widespread speculation about what could come next.